Hey everyone, Paulus here. Welcome back to my channel. So are you fanatical about customer success? In this video, I want to explain why you should be if you're not. Okay, so customer service is one of those things that can really make a business shine when it's done right and really make it suffer when it's not. So many times business owners pay lip service to it as a concept, but how many of them actually put those thoughts into practice in their own companies? So in today's video, I'll share my thoughts about customer service and how to start taking it seriously in your business. Let's go ahead and get started. So when we think about Uber, Amazon, Netflix, what did they do really well? If you think about Netflix, we can watch movies instantaneously. Uber, we can get a car and we can actually see the progress of when that car comes to us. Amazon, the package gets delivered literally sometimes same day. That's just crazy to me still. Same day if you're next to a distribution plant. Literally what they've done is shrunk the time to value that we as a customer get value with our thing. And the short of that is that's the company that most times wins. And we are an instant gratification company. Now you might say, but I don't have that type of company. It takes 12 months for me, 24 months for me to get results for my customer. That's okay, but we just want to know what's the journey to get there. We want to see little breadcrumbs along the way, little milestones. Be like, I'm willing to hold out for that as long as I can see that. I mean, think about the Uber car ride. We might not like that it's 10 minutes away, but at least if we can track its progress, we're willing to endure the journey until the Uber car comes to us. I mean, it was a brilliant thing that they did. So how do we shorten that time to value? Let me give you a couple suggestions on how to really develop more value to your customer, which then enhances, obviously, the success of the customer buying from you. Okay, the first is around Omnichannel. If you've never heard of that, it's kind of a term that's been around probably the last 5 or 10 years around the concept of it's not just phones anymore, right? You got phone, you got email, you got web chat, text support, social replies. Customers want to communicate how they feel comfortable communicating with. Like our customers, we've started tracking do you prefer text messaging? Do you prefer a phone call? Like my husband, when we work for his company, he's like, can you guys just pick up the phone and call me? Like he's on the road, busy. He wants to just have somebody pick up the phone and talk to him. And so that's kind of, if you can develop a system that is omni-channel like that, and there's outsourcing solutions like that, I happen to own one, that can handle a lot of the omni-channel flows for you so you can design a system that customers can interact how they want to interact. Okay, the second piece to really kind of shorten that time to value is have a really dialed in onboarding process. This is something the last 6 months we've been really focused on is really dialing that in. And what we literally did was visually mapped it out. So we went to Miro.com and we literally mapped out kind of the journey, and then they have a way to create opportunities of okay, what's the journey now? And then what are opportunities to enhance it so you can make the journey better. But a lot of times we design the journey of what we want it to be, but we're not realistic of what it actually is. So I'm going to challenge you, design it how it is, and then create opportunities to be like, okay, here's things we can do to enhance it. And then find the low-hanging fruit that are quick to implement and fast to implement, or obviously fast to implement, but don't take a lot of maybe time or money to do. Do those first, and then but create a lot of that also create a lot of value, and then start to move to the other ones that maybe take a little more time, maybe take a little money, but are also high value pieces for the customer journey. If you can really dial in that customer journey, you're going to have a lifetime customer. You're going to have ones that come back to buy from you. I mean, those times right after they purchase are some of the most critical times to make a difference, because they're really skeptical when they come on with you and they're like, okay, prove to me that you can really do this. Okay, so this third one is something I've been thinking a lot about recently, and it happened because I went to a mastermind group and I was talking to them about how if you look at our show up rate for our book a call funnel that we have, so people come in, they schedule with our team source and they get on a call. If you look at our stats from a year ago and our stats now, the show up rate was almost half of what it was, even though there weren't any drastic differences in what we did. But as we were talking about it, there was a guy that has a really successful real estate company and of buying and selling real estate, and he did a webinar where there were 500 people on and literally only 16 people showed up. These are very low no-show rates of what it used to be. And we started to talk about it, and you think about people. One of the guys in our group is into mind hacking, and he's a trend person. He loves to look for trends. And he's like, if you look at TikTok and Instagram, there's a lot of talk about emotional health and mindset and things like that. And so I think people are hungry and starved for emotional connection, and they didn't get it with COVID. They're not getting it a lot of times within their companies. They might a lot of times not getting their families. They're not getting it through social media. And so we are now disconnected as a society, and people are hungry for it. So they're searching like, I'm missing something in my life. And so if you think about the lead and prospect phase, so all the time up to before they buy from you, think about these emotionally starved people looking at your thing. But the thing is they want to feel important. They want to feel valued. Even, hey, my time is super important to me now. COVID changed that philosophy for me. And so how do I know that this is going to be worth my time? Can I know that I'm going to feel important and valued through this process of giving you my time if I don't know who you are? And so something we've been working on is more of a concierge type program where we can kind of walk people through it with an actual person. Like we have an executive assistant program in our company. So it's like, let's create a support person that can walk them through the journey pre-buying. And so you might get, if you can really create a really awesome concierge program, it's going to generate a lot of virality and referrals where you might be able to turn down your ad spend if you have ads going or make less calls, whatever it is, because people are telling other people about it because of that amazing concierge service. So that's something I've been hyper focused on because as people were super hungry, so if you can show them, hey, we care about you, because when clients come on with us, like they're skeptical. Like if we haven't warmed them up pre-call, like I'm finding that they're way more cold now than before because people are just more skeptical. And so we have to figure out how to show, hey, you can trust us. We care about you. I mean, because some of our clients, I have a client that's literally started answering phones with me over 12 years ago, and he's still a client with me. I have somebody that we've been managing support tickets for over 8 years. And it's just kind of been, we meet once, well, I don't meet, but my team meets once a month with them and goes over any adjustments. So like once you create that longevity and you keep doing the work that they hired you for, amazing things happen. But how do you get them there? That's why this onboarding process and this pre-sale process, I think it just takes a lot more hand-holding and finessing and ways to show that they have a safe place to go. So before I dig into the last two elements of why you should be fanatical about customer success, I would love it if you like and subscribe to this channel. If you value these videos that I am producing, I want to continue to give free content to you and continue to share this messaging out with the world. I'm really determined for us to create sustainable, replicable companies that can grow and scale without us, create true lifestyle businesses that literally we have time, money, and energy freedom where now we have the ability to do whatever we want. We have the money to do with whatever we want and really make a true impact on the world. So I would love it if you like to subscribe to this, tell other entrepreneurs about this. I want to change the definition of what lifestyle entrepreneur is. It doesn't, freedom is not free. We have to put in our effort to be able to get to that in our company. Okay, so the last two components I'm going to talk about satisfying the basic needs of your customer and then delighting them. So when I think about satisfying a customer, like this is the basic bare minimum to retain them as a customer. Like they'll probably stay with you if you're meeting what they came in for you to do, right? Okay, they're getting the job done. I hired them for this. Most likely they'll stay with you. Unless somebody else comes along and is maybe cheaper or sells them better, then they're going to jump ship, right? They're not going to be super loyal to you if you're just meeting their basic needs. And so if you think about customer success, like to really truly get to where you have raving fans, where now they're advocates of you, where they're engaging more in your groups, you have to get to a level of delight. And when I think about customer delight, what that means is you're going above and beyond. You're doing things that they're not expecting from you. So maybe you're in a virtual world and you start sending them something in the mail. Like I love direct mail now because like if you've gotten your mail recently, you're gonna realize that there's not a lot of junk mail in there anymore. It's a perfect time to send junk mail because people are actually gonna look at their mail. And so like send them something in the mail. There's so many great fulfillment places out there that can send something to them and send it to them fast. And so just think of ways that you could delight customers. If you're not meeting their basic needs yet, don't worry about delighting because delighting is just going to make them mad if you're not meeting what they signed up for you for. So meet their basic needs first and then focus on delighting them and what you can do. And that is how you can have amazing customer success and have raving fans that creates a ripple effect of referrals where it's exponential. Think about, when you bring an ad in, it's one to one. An ad comes in and one person buys from you. But when you get referrals, people tell more people, and it can be exponential in nature. And so that is really the secret sauce behind customer success and really getting your business to run and scale without you. So depending on what phase of business you're in might determine what you need to focus on for your customer success. So if you want to learn more about what stage of business you're in, what you should be doing in that stage, and maybe what the next stage is that you need to be aware of, I'm putting on a free 5-day event. It's a VIP event where you can learn about leveraging your time based on where you're at in business. So it'll focus on you and your company and where your effort should be spent. You can go to mastermindmytime.com. I'll put it in the description down below. Again, you can go to mastermindmytime.com and I'll see you there.